Hello, fellow travelers on this wise journey of life. Have you ever noticed how a river shapes its path over time? It doesn't happen overnight. Slowly, persistently, the water carves the landscape, creating canyons of breathtaking beauty and beds of serene stillness. Our lives are much the same. Decades of experience, joy, and sorrow have shaped us into who we are today. But sometimes in that shaping, we develop currents, habits, and behaviors that we can no longer see. We might think we're just being ourselves, settled into the comfort of our own riverbed. Yet those around us, our family and friends, might feel the subtle push of our current, creating a distance no one dares to name. This isn't about fault or blame, it's about discovery. Today, we're not here to look at ugly habits, but to illuminate 12 potential blind spots, 12 opportunities to gently shift our current, deepen our connections, and step into our golden years not just with wisdom, but with a profound and magnetic grace. This is the art of aging beautifully, from the inside out.
Part 1. The quiet language of self-respect. Let's talk about the first message we send to the world each day, long before we utter a single word. It's the language of our own self-regard. Think of it as a daily ritual, a quiet promise you make to yourself. It's the simple act of a freshly laundered shirt, the feeling of clean hair, the tidiness of your hands. These aren't chores, they are acts of honor. When we neglect these small rituals, it's not laziness the world sees. It's a whisper of surrender. The people who love you, especially your children and grandchildren, are sensitive to this language. They won't tell you that your sweater has a stain or that your cologne is a memory from a past decade. They don't want to cause a moment of embarrassment. So instead, they create a little space. A hug becomes a pat on the shoulder. A long visit gets cut short. They are reacting not to you, but to the message your self-care is sending. I don't value myself as much anymore. But the moment you choose to honor yourself, the energy shifts. Putting on a crisp shirt or taking a few extra minutes to style your hair isn't about vanity. It's a declaration that says, I am still here. I am still vibrant. I respect myself, and therefore I respect you. It invites closeness. It tells the world you are an active, proud participant in your own life. And that quiet dignity is the most inviting presence of all. Part 2. The bridge of kind words. We've earned our opinions. After navigating 60, 70, or even 80 years of this complex world, we have a library of knowledge stored within us. There's a temptation, a feeling of entitlement almost, to speak our minds unfiltered. We call it being honest. But there is a canyon of difference between the honesty that heals and the honesty that wounds. Imagine your wisdom is a lantern. You can use it to illuminate a path for someone lost in the dark, or you can swing it in their face, blinding them. When you make a sharp comment about someone's career choice, their parenting style, or their new haircut, followed by, I'm just telling it like it is, you're not building a bridge, you're building a wall. Honesty without compassion is just criticism in disguise. The people on the receiving end rarely fight back. They simply stop sharing the vulnerable parts of themselves with you. The phone calls become less frequent, the conversations more superficial. They are protecting their hearts from the sting of your words. The true power of our age is not in being right, but in being kind. Before you speak, ask a simple question. Are my words a gift or a weapon? When your wisdom is wrapped in warmth and genuine care, people don't just listen, they lean in. They seek your counsel. You become a safe harbor, not a stormy sea.
Part 3. Dressing for the you of today. Our closets are often museums of our past selves. That suit from a 1995 wedding, the slacks that were perfect 20 years and 20 pounds ago, the comfortable shoes that have long since molded into a shape of surrender. There's a comfort in the familiar, but when our clothes no longer reflect who we are today, they send a message that we're living in the museum of yesterday. This has nothing to do with chasing fleeting fashion trends or trying to look like you're 30. It is about inhabiting your present moment with dignity. Our bodies change, our posture shifts, our coloring softens. Dressing in a way that honors your current self is a powerful act of presence. A well-fitting pair of trousers, a shirt in a color that makes your eyes sparkle, a clean, modern pair of shoes. These are not frivolous things. They are the uniform of a life being actively lived. When people see an older person dressed with care, it communicates an unspoken respect for oneself and the world. It says, I am still engaged. I still matter. I am proud of the person I am right now. You may think no one notices, but they do. It's not about the price tag, it's about the intention. It's the difference between being comfortable and being complacent. Choosing to present a version of yourself that is cared for and current tells your family and the world that your story is still being written, and today's chapter is worth dressing up for. Part 4. The sacred space of listening. As we accumulate stories, we feel a natural urge to share them. We see a young person struggling with a problem we solved decades ago, and we jump in, eager to offer the solution, to share our hard-won expertise. Our intentions are golden. We want to help. But in our eagerness to speak, we often forget the most profound act of connection, listening. When a conversation becomes a monologue, the other person feels invisible. They may nod and smile, but inside they are shutting down. They came seeking connection, but found a lecture instead. Your grandchildren, your neighbors, even your spouse, they want to feel seen and heard, not just instructed. Dominating a conversation, interrupting to tell your own better story, or rushing to give advice that wasn't asked for, these habits create an invisible barrier. The paradox is this: the more you listen, the more your words matter. When you create a sacred space for someone to share their thoughts without interruption, you give them a priceless gift. You tell them, you matter. Your story is important to me. The less you fight for airtime, the more people will seek your opinion. You become a wellspring of wisdom they draw from willingly, not a fire hose they brace themselves for. Practice the art of the pause. Ask more questions. Listen to understand. Don't just wait for your turn to speak. In that quiet space, true respect is born. Part 5. From Judgment to Jubilee. Embracing the generations. Kids these days with their phones and their strange music. It's a complaint as old as time itself. Every generation has looked at the one following it with a mixture of bewilderment and disapproval. But when this observation hardens into a constant refrain, it doesn't make us sound wise, it makes us sound bitter. Constantly criticizing younger generations is like standing on one side of a canyon and shouting about how much better your side is. It does nothing to bridge the gap. To your children and grandchildren, it sounds like a rejection, not just of their choices,
but of their entire world. They won't argue with you. They'll simply stop bringing their world to you. They'll keep the conversation light, avoiding topics where they anticipate judgment. The antidote to this is simple yet profound: curiosity. Instead of saying, "You kids have it so easy," try asking, "What's the hardest part about being your age right now?" Instead of criticizing their career path, ask, "What makes you so passionate about that?" This shift from judgment to curiosity transforms you from a relic of the past into a cherished mentor of the present. You hold the history, the context that they lack. By reaching across the generational canyon with genuine interest, you become the person they turn to, not just for love, but for a wisdom that connects yesterday with today. You become the bridge. Part 6. The Dance of Public Grace. There's an unspoken choreography to sharing public space. It's a dance of awareness, consideration, and mutual respect. As we age, sometimes our focus turns inward. We might be concentrating on our balance, lost in thought, or simply moving at our own pace. And in that inward focus, we can inadvertently step on the toes of those dancing around us. Blocking a grocery aisle with your cart, speaking loudly on your cell phone in a quiet waiting room, or stopping abruptly in a busy walkway. These actions may seem trivial. You certainly don't intend to be rude, but to others it creates a moment of friction, a small, unnecessary obstacle in their day. No one will correct you. They'll sigh quietly, maneuver around you, and move on. But these small moments collectively paint a picture of someone who is unaware of their impact on others. Cultivating public grace is one of the easiest and most powerful ways to command respect. It's about simple awareness. Pull your cart to the side. Take your phone call outside. Be mindful of the flow of foot traffic. This isn't about being uptight. It's about being considerate. It sends a powerful, nonverbal message. I see you. I respect this shared space. It shows you're not just a passenger in the world, but a thoughtful, engaged, and graceful navigator. That quiet consideration stands out and earns a deep, silent admiration from everyone you encounter. Part 7. Sharing your story, not just your symptoms. Our bodies are living histories, and as the years pass, the stories they tell can include chapters on aching knees, high blood pressure, and a litany of medications. It's natural to want to share these challenges, to find camaraderie in common ailments. But a subtle danger lies in letting our medical chart become our primary identity. When every conversation inevitably circles back to your latest doctor's visit, your surgical history, or a detailed account of your aches and pains, it can be emotionally exhausting for your loved ones. They care deeply, but they can feel helpless and burdened. The dynamic shifts from a relationship of equals to one of caretaker and patient. The joy of connection gets replaced by the weight of complaint. Your life is a rich, vibrant tapestry, woven with so much more than just the threads of your health. Talk about the book you're reading, the memory that made you smile this morning, the bird you saw at the feeder, your hopes for your grandchild. Of course, be honest about your struggles with those closest to you, but don't let them dominate the conversation. Choose balance. When you share the fullness of your life, your interests, your humor, your wisdom, you invite people to connect with you, the whole person, not just your symptoms. You become a source of light and life, which is the best medicine of all. Part 8. The Wisdom of an Open Window. Our beliefs are the bedrock of our lives. They've guided our decisions, shaped our families, and provided comfort in uncertain times. But over decades, there's a risk that this solid bedrock can become an impenetrable wall. When we cling to outdated beliefs and refuse to entertain new perspectives, we don't appear wise, we appear rigid. The world is in constant motion. Ideas about work, family, technology, and society are evolving at a dizzying pace. Saying things like, "That's just not how it's done," or "People are too sensitive these days," shuts down dialogue. It closes a door that could have led to a profound connection or a new understanding. Your children or friends won't argue. They will quietly label you as someone who is stuck, and they will avoid bringing their modern lives and modern problems to your door. True wisdom isn't about having all the right answers from the past. It's about asking the right questions in the present. It's about being willing to look through an open window at a changing world, even if you don't like everything you see. Saying, "I never thought of it that way. Tell me more," is one of the most powerful phrases in the human language. It doesn't mean you have to abandon your core values. It means you're courageous enough to learn, to grow, and to meet the world where it is today. That humility is the hallmark of a truly great mind.
Part 9. Moving through the world with intention. There is a quiet dignity in mindful movement. As our pace naturally slows with age, our awareness of the space we occupy becomes even more critical. It's an easy blind spot to fall into, becoming so focused on our own path that we forget we are sharing it with others. We've all seen it. The person who walks 3 abreast with friends, monopolizing the entire sidewalk, or the one who stops at the top of an escalator to get their bearings, creating a pile-up behind them. These are not acts of malice. They are lapses in awareness. But for the person trying to navigate around you, it feels like a disregard for their time and presence. It's a small thing, but these small things accumulate. They contribute to a perception of being in the way, rather than being a considerate member of the community. The solution is simply to pair your pace with presence. Move as slowly as you need, but do so with intention. Keep to one side of the aisle. Step out of the main flow of traffic if you need to pause. This simple mindfulness is a form of grace. It communicates respect for the shared world we all inhabit. It tells people that you are not just absorbed in your own world, but are a thoughtful participant in the larger one. People notice. They may not say it, but they feel it. They see not a slow old person, but a dignified, considerate human being moving through the world with purpose. Part 10. Laughter that lifts. A sense of humor is like a good pair of shocks on the bumpy road of life. It makes the journey smoother for everyone. But humor, like everything else, evolves. The jokes that brought down the house at a dinner party in 1975 might land with a thud, or worse, a cringe, today. Jokes that rely on old stereotypes about gender, race, or background, or teasing that has a sharp, cutting edge, can quietly push people away. You might think, "I'm just kidding, people need to lighten up." But the culture has shifted. There is a greater emphasis now on inclusivity and empathy. Humor that punches down, that makes fun of someone for who they are, doesn't feel funny to younger generations. It feels disconnected and disrespectful. They will likely offer a polite, tight-lipped smile while making a mental note to keep their distance. The best kind of humor, the humor that truly connects, is humor that lifts. It's the humor of shared human folly, the ability to laugh at yourself,
the clever observation that brings everyone in on the joke. When you can laugh at your own senior moments or share a genuinely funny story that doesn't come at someone else's expense, you create an atmosphere of warmth and ease. It shows you're self-aware, humble, and still in tune with the world. That kind of laughter is a bridge, and it will keep you connected at any age.
Part 11. The Power of I Can. Life inevitably presents us with new limitations as we age. Things that were once effortless now require more concentration, more effort, and sometimes legitimate help. There is strength in knowing when to ask for assistance, but there is a subtle and dangerous habit of defaulting to helplessness for things we are still perfectly capable of doing. "Oh, I could never figure out that new remote. Can you just do it? This jar is too tight for me. I don't understand all this online banking." Sometimes it's easier to pass the task to someone younger and more nimble. But each time we say, "I can't," when we really mean, "I don't want to try," we surrender a small piece of our independence. Family and friends are usually happy to help, but if it becomes a pattern, their help can curdle into resentment. They begin to feel managed, not needed. The truth is, people admire effort far more than they admire perfection. They feel proud when they see you wrestling with a new gadget, trying a new recipe, or carrying your own groceries. It shows you're still fighting, still learning, still in the game. Reclaim your agency. Embrace the small struggles. Celebrate the tiny victories of figuring something out on your own. This isn't about refusing help when you genuinely need it. It's about respecting the line between limitation and habit. The powerful energy of "I've got this" not only builds your own confidence, but also earns you a deeper, more authentic respect from everyone around you. Part 12. The Gift of Being Human, Not Always Right. After a lifetime of experiences, it's easy to feel like we've seen it all, done it all, and learned all the important lessons. This can lead to a powerful need to be right, to correct someone's story, to insist our way is the only way, to dismiss new ideas with a wave of the hand and a "trust me, I know better." While it may come from a place of wanting to feel authoritative and relevant, this habit is one of the most isolating of all. No one enjoys being around a know-it-all. It's exhausting. People stop sharing their ideas, their dreams, and their opinions with you. Not because you've convinced them they are wrong, but because they've learned that engaging with you isn't a discussion, it's a battle for dominance. The greatest figures of wisdom in history were not those who claimed to have all the answers, but those who asked the most profound questions. Let go of the need to win every debate. Make space for other people's truths. Your perspective is valuable, but it is not the only one. The most beautiful thing you can offer in a conversation is not your correctness, but your presence. When you listen with an open heart, when you value connection over being right, people will flock to you. They will seek your opinion because they know it will be delivered with grace, not force. Your wisdom will finally have the impact it deserves. As we bring our reflection to a close, take a gentle, honest breath. Which of these paths resonated with you? Not as a flaw to be fixed, but as a gentle invitation to grow. This journey isn't about chasing perfection, it's about nurturing connection. The small shifts we've talked about today, a kinder word, a more patient ear, a mindful presence, are the threads we use to reweave the tapestry of our relationships, making them stronger, warmer, and more vibrant than ever. Aging well is not about resisting change. It is the courageous act of continuing to evolve, to learn, and to love with an open heart. It's about becoming a source of warmth and grace
in the lives of those you touch. You have the power, right now, to be a bridge between generations, a wellspring of thoughtful wisdom, and a beacon of quiet dignity. Thank you for walking this path with me today on Senior Wise Journey. If this message touched your heart, please help our community grow by liking this video, sharing it with someone you love, and subscribing for more conversations that honor the art of aging gracefully. Your journey matters, and we are so glad to be on it with you. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. Aging well is not about resisting change. It is the courageous act of continuing to evolve, to learn, and to love with an open heart. It's about becoming a source of warmth and grace in the lives of those you touch. You have the power, right now, to be a bridge between generations, a wellspring of thoughtful wisdom, and a beacon of quiet dignity. Thank you for walking this path with me today on Senior Wise Journey. If this message touched your heart, please help our community grow by liking this video, sharing it with someone you love, and subscribing for more conversations that honor the art of aging gracefully. Your journey matters, and we are so glad to be on it with you. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.